What up, YouTube? This is Gary Reddit, where I review books that I like to read or have read or just read. This is a new channel. I'm still trying to get my flow, trying to get an audience, trying to do stuff. So working on projects. Right now, the book I'm reviewing is going to be the first Game of Thrones book, just because I just happened to have read it last week and didn't have an idea for a project. My last few videos were just political books, Jake Tapper's book and Chuck Schumer's book. But yeah, those are pretty boring and needed a break, so I decided to read Game of Thrones. After I read the book, I started rewatching the show. And books, it's nice to know what's behind the eyes and what's going on in the mind of the characters. While the show, it's like sometimes they can look a little crazy, like when Daenerys just walks in the water, hot water. You don't really get why, or like how the mom, I feel like you get more out of the books on why she doesn't like the oldest or the bastard, Jon Snow. Kind of comes out of left field in the show. So I don't know. So there's a lot of things about the books I really did like. I mean, just blew my mind reading it for the first time. I do plan on going on and reading Clash of Kings next. I had to take a break from Lord of the Rings because I wanted to reread Moby Dick, because I heard that Game of Thrones is better than Moby Dick. So I just wanted to read both of them to compare. That's kind of what got me to read Game of Thrones in the first place. And as to compare them, it's hard to really say. Two different categories. Moby Dick, I mean, it really gives you, it's impressive how much you can immerse yourself in the one character of Abraham. And is it Abraham? Or Ishmael? It could be Ishmael. My mistake if I got that wrong. But like I said, it's amazing how you can immerse yourself in the main character of Moby Dick while learning a lot about whales, and it just is a very impressive, like, it's a books inside of books. Well, Game of Thrones is also really impressive because it's a whole universe, a whole new planet of lore, and it just has so many questions that, you know, it immediately has you wondering, like, who are the White Walkers, the first men to colonize Westeros, who are they? Who are the wildlings, you know, because it does seem like there's a lot of bigotry and stuff towards the indigenous people of that land. And like the only good person was the Starks. So it just goes to show what were the original men who were even worse than the common or the modern day person in Westeros. So that is a very impressive, you know, storytelling there. My favorite character has to be Tyrion Lannister, just because he's so hilarious. Like, you just love following his character around. He's always making light of every moment. And to me, just to imagine it's one author who created this whole world and is speaking through all of these characters, and they're so distinctly different. It just blows my mind, you know, like the stuff this Tyrion comes up with. One thing that's hugely different is the ages of the characters. They're all a lot younger, like Robb. I don't know, actually, in the show how old he is. I know they said Bran was 10 in the show. I know Daenerys in the books is 13 when she gets married to Drogo, and Robb, I think was like 15 in the books. So they were way younger, or 14 or 15 in the books. So they're just younger in the books than they are in the show, or seemingly in the show, you know. But they do sometimes cast older characters to play younger characters. But so it's hard to say. If you can leave a comment on the age of Daenerys in the show, that'd be appreciated. I can Google it when I'm done taping. So yeah, I mean, my whole thing about the channel is it's easier for me to talk about political science because I'm so, like, immersed in that world. So I could talk for hours about those books, while fiction, it's kind of hard. I like it, I love it. Not really a lot of nothing really negative I can say. If you haven't read Game of Thrones, read that book. It's amazing. To me, it's better than Lord of the Rings. Way easier to, you know, follow and keep up with, and just way more interesting of a story. Multiple stories being told, different like competing interests, that is very immersive, very realistic. You can see these type of situations happening, and I just like how, like, because in Game of Thrones, the first book, you know, spoiler or whatever, it ends with Daenerys getting the dragons, you know, them hatching essentially, and Ned dying. So there's that, and I've seen all the way up to season 7 of the show, so I just know some of what's going to happen. So to see the Lannisters, like Jaime and Cersei, see how evil they are, how it's seemingly irredeemable they are in the first season, what makes you hate them for all the things that they're doing throughout the episodes, to know in the future, because of the show, or throughout the first book, but to know in the future that they do have some redeeming qualities and do things that I'm like, it's amazing to me that he has such human qualities to these characters, where it's like not every character is going to be completely evil. Like, in fact, no one's really that evil. in real life. Everyone, if you sit there and pay attention, you can find something redeemable out of them. From Hitler to Trump, there's something redeemable, or you will find likable about them if you spend enough time with any human person. That's why it's dangerous to humanize war criminals and monsters. So, like I said, very impressive book there. Just to keep it short, I don't think I have anything else I want to add. It was impressive. Definitely recommend reading it. If you would like more of me to review nonfiction books or fiction books, let me know. I can get more immersed and more detailed. I just don't really know how to tackle it, as far as a review of that would go. I just would like to keep it short and sweet. It's not to spoil too much. If you haven't been through the journey of that book, I don't want to spoil it for you. But I do just want to, create a large catalog of what I'm doing, what I'm reading, just so people are following, the channel, know what's going on with it. And yeah, so if you have any recommendations for any books, let me know. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Lord Sashin, ring the bell.